evening. I'd like to share a poem by Andrea Gibson, who is a poet that we took some students to see several years ago. If my 28 years in North Carolina slip out, don't mind me. Yellow Bird. My Uncle Billy is the leading Little Debbie's snack cake salesman in all of North America. From Vancouver, British Columbia to Miami, Florida, nobody sells more fudge browns, Swiss rolls, or nutty bars than him. My family is incredibly proud of this fact. We tell it to strangers, to the prospective husbands of our nieces, to the clerk at the drugstore. We whisper it in church. Did you hear about Billy? Yeah, he's the leading Little Debbie's snack cake salesman in all of North America. And I will never write a poem that will ever come close to matching the grandeur of that. So, you won the Nobel Prize, did you? That's nice. Did you hear Billy put 600 cream pies on the rack at IGA, and in 3 days that rack was freaking empty? Why is art the first class to be dropped by any public school? Why are music rooms empty in junior highs from New York City to Nashville, Tennessee? How can you burn CD after CD after CD while filling your tank with an infinite amount of gas like the war is worth funding, but music isn't? Our culture is a prison, and the only one with a key is little Amy Jones, covering every inch of her standardized test with the best #2 pencil version of Starry Night anyone has ever seen. And yes, there is a hummingbird in her chest. Its wings are beating 80 times a second for the second it takes you and I to see that Dr. King did not write a speech called I Have a Dream. He wrote a poem called I Have a Dream. I don't know if God will ever have a purple heart, but I know we have a bow we could pull above the strings of a combat boot and make it sing, like the voice of a 7-year-old boy staring down the barrels of apartheid's loaded guns, screaming for the right to write stories in his mother's tongue. Point me in the direction of glory. I will run toward the tiny hand in the most wounded corner of Palestine, dipping a brush into a can of yellow paint to paint a feather on a wall that is so tall only yellow birds can escape, carrying the hearts of children on their backs when they do. And when their wings flap, they will make the sound of anthems being replaced with sky. I swear I could see their shadows pass across your glowing face the night you said you have never given birth to a child, but tear every single time you write a poem. We are growing our future with every borrowed pen. I pray tonight we will write a rainstorm that will fall like the tears at Folsom Prison the day Johnny Cash smashed his guitar over Apathy's head. The way Frida Kahlo, in the prison of her own body, had whole years when she could paint nothing but red. But she painted through the bars and the locked cell of her pores. The same way saxophones in New Orleans played music underwater, knowing some of those notes would rise up towards the air, carrying people and hope to shore. I don't believe in the godliness of steeples, but I believe in the stained glass and every key on every organ that is desperate for light. Because we are desperate for life, for the sight of a captivated audience, refusing to be held captive in the thought that they can only listen and watch. Picasso said he'd paint with his own wet tongue on the dusty floor of a jail cell if he had to. We have to create. It is the only thing louder than destruction. It's the only chance the bars are going to break. Our hands full of color reaching towards the sky, a brush stroke in the dark. It is not too late. That starry night is not yet dry.